Welcome everyone! After a long wait, Stranger Things is finally back, and the first episode of Season 5 sets the tone for what's going to be a dark, emotional, and intense final chapter. If you haven't watched the earlier seasons, especially Season 4, some things may feel confusing, but even then, this episode does a decent job of pulling you back into the story and reminding you what's at stake. The episode begins with a flashback focused on Will and his connection to the Upside Down. We're reminded how he was trapped years ago in that parallel world and how he came face to face with Vecna, the main villain of the series. Vecna didn't just try to kill Will, he connected himself to him. Through organic, root-like structures, Vecna passed parts of his powers and memories into Will, turning him into a living bridge between the real world and the Upside Down. That connection never truly ended, and it still plays a huge role in the story. The timeline then shifts to the present-day Hawkins. The town may look normal on the surface, but it's anything but. After the massive destruction caused by Vecna in the previous season, the government has sealed off the damage using steel plates and placed the entire town under military surveillance. Gates to the Upside Down are guarded heavily, and the Hawkins library has been turned into a full military base. Officially, everything is under control, but the tension in the air says otherwise. At the same time, we see how the characters are dealing with the aftermath emotionally. Joyce is now living with her sons, Jonathan and Will, in Mike's house. The place is crowded, chaotic, and stressful, especially for Mike's mother, who's struggling to keep everything together. Will, meanwhile, is unusually quiet. Even though his connection to Vecna has been dormant, it's clear that something inside him is slowly waking up again. Steve and Robin are working as radio jockeys, mostly because they don't have better options. Through their radio broadcasts, we learn more about Hawkins being on lockdown and how the government has hidden the truth from the public. Robin secretly passes information using coded messages, since this is still the late 1980s and technology is limited. The radio station slowly becomes an important communication hub. Dustin is still deeply broken by Eddie's death. Eddie died fighting Vecna right in front of him, and Dustin hasn't been able to move on. He keeps Eddie's memory alive, wears his Hellfire Club shirt, and refuses to let go. Old bullies return and start targeting Dustin again, blaming Eddie for everything that went wrong in Hawkins. When Dustin tries to stand up for himself, it only makes things worse, and he ends up being brutally beaten and left alone. Meanwhile, missing posters of 11 appear all over Hawkins, offering a large reward. The army is actively searching for her. However, the episode reveals that 11 is not where they think she is. She's hiding underground with Hopper and Joyce, training in secret. The government wants to use her as a weapon against Vecna, but Hopper knows they would only control her or experiment on her again. 11 wants to fight, but Hopper refuses to let her go until he's sure she's ready. Another important storyline involves Holly. She's now older, and she's been talking to someone no one else can see. At first, it feels like an imaginary friend, but the way she behaves makes it clear that something is very wrong. At school, even her teacher notices this strange behavior and alerts her parents. This slowly builds a sense of unease. The episode also checks in on Max, who is still alive but paralyzed and unconscious. Lucas visits her regularly and plays her favorite songs, hoping to protect her from Vecna's influence. Even though Max survived, it's clear that Vecna still has some kind of hold over her. As the episode moves towards its climax, the army prepares another mission into the Upside Down. Hopper secretly sneaks into one of the vehicles heading inside. Almost immediately, a Demorgonaut attacks, killing the driver and throwing everything into chaos. Hopper barely escapes his life. At the same moment, Will suddenly collapses. His connection has reactivated. He can see what the Demorgonaut sees and realizes that it's close, very close to Nancy's house. Everyone rushes to respond, but they're already too late. The final scene shifts to Holly's bedroom. The lights begin to flicker, a familiar warning sign. The ceiling cracks open, a gate forms, and a Demorgonaut enters the room. The episode ends right there, leaving us with chilling questions. Why Holly? How are the Demorgonauts back? And is Vecna truly alive? With that terrifying cliffhanger, the first episode comes to an end, setting up what promises to be a dangerous and emotional final season.